Ladies and gentlemen, we want to apologize for this week's episode. Technically, it was last week's, but this week. We know we read all your comments. It took us several hours. Luke and I shed some tears. We
Many.
got some hate for the content. It was not as riveting as past episodes have been. So we put our great minds together and we were like, we should do a movie that we're both very passionate about. So today's episode, Luke, what are we talking about?
We are talking about the one and only Babylon from 2022. Damien Chazelle at his finest with Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, everyone else that I forget their names at the moment, but all
Maguire,
beautiful.
Diego, something.
One of the most beautiful movies ever. We'll dive into the entirety of it. It's a 3-hour masterpiece, golden colors, the soundtrack, roaring 20s, the brass sax, whatever you want to call it. I don't know music. It's beautiful.
Trumpet.
Yes. That's what I meant. It's beautiful.
Yes.
And I don't know, I was going to go with that. With great beauty comes Babylon. That should be the quote of the year right there.
Beauty. Put that on a plaque right there.
Yeah, exactly. Frame it.
Put it on a plaque at your next job.
Mhm.
I am obviously referring to The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, that reference.
Yeah.
I might actually have to get, so I have that tattoo, right? We've talked about it. It's the quote from,
Yep.
I might have to get a tattoo from
Babylon?
because that's how much I love this movie.
Yeah.
So it came out when Avatar 2 came out, so it was technically a flop.
Another reason to diss on Avatar 2 because it ruined one of the greatest movies ever, which, by the way, Blu-ray, of course.
This decade.
I need the Blu-ray.
It made about $65 million worldwide, which is not bad, but it is when you consider the budget, which was not ideal.
What was the budget in box office as you look it up?
Yeah.
Because
the budget.
also, where do you get that hat? That's a nice hat there. Yeah.
This hat. Do you like my shirt too?
Oh, well, jeez, bro. Are you stalking me?
This is actually really nice because I can wear the same thing for every episode and not get hate.
Exactly.
And not get hate.
Exactly.
People will be like, oh, he's just repping
That might have been why I did that.
Exclusive merch. Exclusive merch.
I'll make sure the next time, if we ever do it again, I'll do the same design for like every color.
There you go.
So they can like rotate. So it's different colors, but it's the same thing.
It's the
same thing.
Concept. I love it. I genuinely love it so much. The budget was about $78 to $80 million. Apparently, Wikipedia says it cost Paramount $87 million, which I just find really funny for no good reason. It's funny. Babylon, there's so many things to get into. So many things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the longest review I've written.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Count the
8,
paragraphs.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 paragraphs of this film, Babylon. And it's kind of bizarre because I did actually, when I recently saw it again, I watched it in one sitting, which is rare for me. And it's a 3-hour movie, so even rarer.
Didn't you do it with Magnolia also?
Magnolia as well. I wanted to write the review, but I was so tired. So I was like, I'm just going to go to bed. I'll watch all the behind-the-scenes stuff tomorrow and then write my review.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I would have written, like, good movie. And that's it. But Babylon, the first time I saw Babylon.
In the theater.
Back many, many, many suns ago.
Decades.
Not decades, but I got to stop leaning away from the mic. I didn't know what I was getting into watching Babylon. Right? They did a couple weird marketing things where they had YouTube trailers of Tobey Maguire doing his conniving laugh.
Yeah.
And I got a couple YouTube ads, and I was like, what is this? But also at that time, I was in love with La La Land. Still am. It's a very tender relationship me and that film hold. And so I knew that Damien Chazelle was the same director, so I was like, I'll go watch Babylon. I think I would have been probably just out of high school when did this come out. 22, 23?
Yeah, 22.
22. So I would
Yeah.
have been just out of high school. This was like over Christmas. I think I saw it between the Christmas and the New Year's sludge, which is so great,
Yeah.
especially when you're a kid. But I remember watching this movie. It was a pretty empty theater, and I was like, "What is going on?" I had my popcorn. I had a slushie. I remember leaving the theater, and I smoked a cigarette out by my car because this was when I was doing that. And I remember just thinking, like, that was a profound movie. And I didn't know what I left with. I didn't know what I had gained from that experience, but it had really resonated with me. Um, and it's kind of funny looking back because there were so many things I didn't understand about the movie. Spoiler alert, I thought Brad Pitt, Jack Conrad, I thought he actually got murdered. I thought somebody murdered him in the bathroom, and then I had to watch the movie again and be like, oh, no, he actually just offed himself.
Hmm.
But that's neither here nor there. When was the first time you saw this beautiful film?
I saw it in the beginning of 23 in here by myself
So it had like
on the
just come out.
Xbox. Yeah, I watched it legally, of course. And
Why did you watch it? What drew you to it?
it was about film.
Yeah.
I mean, in 23, that was when 23 was like my big year of like, I think I watched like almost 400 movies that year. Like it was a run.
Mm.
So I was going through so much stuff and like, I mean, it was like back in February. I mean, I can look because it's on Letterbox, my first review for it.
Yeah.
But like, it just looked chaotic, cool. I mean, Brad Pitt, Damien Chazelle, Margot Robbie. So it's
Mhm.
like you put everything together, and it drew me to it in a way that was just like I need to see what this is all about.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how well it was receiving. Also, shout out to the people I follow on Letterbox because their reviews on it on TikTok at the time were hyping up to be a masterpiece. So of course, I had to see it.
Right.
I just had to.
Right.
Sadly, I didn't see it in the theater because that would have been probably the greatest thing ever.
I don't think you were ready. I don't think I was ready for that.
I mean,
I think he should genuinely re-release it because I would
yeah.
watch that like 5 times.
I mean, when that came out, I would have been a sophomore.
True.
So
I remember, you know how some movies do like a weird like, oh, some people come before, like, so the actors like they'll talk about the movie before it plays. They're like, thanks for coming to watch it on the big screen. You've ever had that before? Has that happened
I'm
to you?
sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
I'm sorry. I was smiling and nodding.
Okay, so smile and nod.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you go to a movie theater, it'll have like a weird little extra clip it, and it'll be like an actor or the director saying,
Oh yeah.
"Hey, thanks
Yeah.
for coming to watch this film."
That's usually before it though. I mean, the
Yes.
ones I've seen, yeah.
Yes. So before that movie started, Margot Robbie and Diego Calva, they
Okay.
had a little thing where they're like, "Thanks for watching it on the big screen, where it was designed to be seen."
Mhm.
Margot Robbie really likes working with Damien Chazelle.
Was that her only project with him?
I think so.
Or okay.
I think so. But I actually someone else. It looks like someone else was cast in her role as Nellie Leroy, and she just got hopped on, which was probably where a lot of the budget went to. But that's neither here nor there. This movie, something that you have to watch the behind the scenes to learn.
Okay.
Or you just read my review. There are over 60 filming locations. So it's a 3-hour movie, but 60 is kind of insane.
Yeah.
900 extras. Obviously, most of them in that big battle scene, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's just, the concept is fascinating because it's a set within a set when you think
Mhm.
of like the behind the scenes. So they're making a movie about making movies.
Yeah.
And it's like such a testament, I think, to just what the director's love for Hollywood is. And you can really just feel that throughout the film. Just the different stages, the different things that rise, the different things that fade away. And there were 7,000 costumes, which is insane. 7,000. Such just a wide scale film,
Mhm.
genuinely. Not something that, I mean, you back this against his previous films and you think, okay, Whiplash, we got La La Land, we got First Man. What comes next?
Yeah.
Babylon is just completely out of the blue. I don't think anybody really expected it but
Yeah.
it's just so well done. What do you like about this movie?
Everything. I mean, we'll dive into it, but I kind of want to explain what Babylon is because some
Yes.
people clicked onto this, which is just probably us to try to give us views.
Thanks, Corinne, for sticking around. Maybe shout out to your sister who got us this merch.
She's like cleaning her room and just like listening to
Yeah.
us and just hears, oh yeah, yeah.
We
But,
should just randomly say her name.
yeah, that'd be a funny jump start scares for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what is Babylon? Because like as we mentioned, it's a 3-hour movie about
should be
making
longer.
movies or whatever. It
Yeah.
should have been like freaking 15 hours.
It should have been.
But
Genuinely.
Yeah.
I mean that genuinely.
and like I'm not a big spin-off guy at all, but they could have easily went with one of the characters at the end of it, because the end of it takes place in the 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you could continue it with how, I don't know.
Do like an Adventures of Cliff
Yeah.
Booth kind of thing?
Yeah. Or like
that would be really cool.
you honestly could just, you could turn it into, like you could make Babylon for every decade, literally. Like, because that one
Yeah.
focuses on the 20s to like the early 30s.
The Roaring 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I don't know. But yeah, Babylon is a film about an actress that wants to get big, an actor that is at the highest of high, and a guy that just wants to get into film, like behind the scenes. And it's all three of them interacting with each other, doing stuff with each other as the years go by, as one rises, one falls, you know, like that whole concept is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And it gives it so much time to like just let it gradually go up.
Fester and
Yeah.
get bigger
Yeah.
and more dynamic.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
like, I think honestly, like, if I taught a class about like film and like how it was, I would show them the first talkie with Margot Robbie's character, with
Yeah.
when they're
Oh,
in
yeah.
when they're in the camera booth and it's like a booth, so then the audio doesn't pick them up, and like they're dying in there, literally.
That's a great scene.
Yeah. I think the thing that's so comical about it is how many people die in it.
That movie. Yeah.
Like, I mean, in the opening, there's the girl that like ODs, and that's
Yep.
a whole thing, and that's how Margot Robbie's character gets her first role. And then there's the whole cameraman incident too.
Yep.
There's a person that dies in the set with the whole battle, and they're
Mhm.
like, "What do we do?" It's just, I don't know. Just the stuff people could get away with back then is hilarious.
Margot Robbie almost dies.
Yeah, yeah,
That
Yeah.
the thing I feel like this movie is so decadent that it's hard to get into. Like it's such a high toll that you have to pay to enter with the first 20 minutes of the film that a lot of it is you're just like, what? This is debaucherous. There's no plot. There's no way this movie is actually good.
yeah.
And so I'm sure a lot of people left the theater. They're like, what is this elephant doing? Right? They're like, this is ridiculous. Absolutely not. But I think that is such a shame because it is such a beautiful story,
Mhm.
such beautiful storytelling, so many different elements. Like you said, like the cast is just incredible. The acting is phenomenal. The soundtrack as well is beautiful and
Mhm.
gorgeous. And just there's so many different like nuances of this movie, so many different aspects of it. The first 20 minutes, right? It's a
Mhm.
party, it's debaucherous, it's horrible, right? It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And then like near the end of the film, it just kind of takes a rapid turn and you're like going into this dark, quite literally hellhole, and it's just like things just keep getting more bizarre and disgusting as they descend further.
Yeah.
And then the whole wraparound where Manny's Diego's character, but Manny is his name, comes back to Hollywood in like the 40s, I think
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
He's like, I used to work here. He's reminiscing, right?
Yeah.
He has a daughter, and then he goes and he watches a movie,
Mhm.
and it's just like he falls asleep, and it's this whole spectacle of what cinema will be, and it's just that the love that Mr. Chazelle has really just ties us all together. And I'm really glad that he brings us as the audience on this journey, because even though it's rupturous, even though it's tumultuous, it's just quite the characters leave a significant impression on you that you're not gonna forget anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I guess that's the spoiler warning because beautiful film, and I just want to dive into fully, and I have to try avoiding topics until like some point. So yeah, our first 10 minutes was just us yapping about what it is, and I think everyone should watch it that's into film. But yes, the first
Make sure
20,
you're over 18.
yeah,
Because
the first 20
it's pretty
minutes,
raunchy.
yeah, the first 20 minutes make it look like every other generic like chaotic. Like there's just so much nudity. It's like what's going on?
Yeah.
Like this is
It's
not.
like
This
Wolf of
isn't
Wall
worth it.
Street
But trust me,
up to the nines.
it is worth it if you get by those 20 minutes. And the thing is, though, I don't think you should skip the 20 because the vibes in it, the music in it is beautiful. Just look away. Just listen to it. 'Cause
Yeah.
that whole party scene, like the music is just, oh, it's great. But
Even their theme,
yeah,
I gotta learn that
oh,
piano.
yeah,
Yes, it is a high price to pay, but I think it is also really important because this party draws everybody together. So we see Jack Conrad. He's successful. His wife is not happy with him.
yeah.
She's like, say one more thing in Italian, and I'm leaving. So he says one more thing in Italian. We see Manny. He got an elephant up a freaking giant hill to the party.
Mhm.
He's going to be in someone's good graces. I think it's Mr. Wallach. Mr. Wallach's party, who is the film studio executive.
Yeah.
We see Nellie Leroy, who is a nobody, has no significance, but
Yeah.
she believes she is going to be a star. We have Sidney Palmer playing. He's like, you keep playing in freaking flat. He says some other stuff, which is comical. But he's also a very important character, which
Yeah.
I don't think
He's
gets enough
so fun.
appreciation.
Every single time he goes on screen, it's just like, dude, you're flat.
Yeah. But it shows how everything can change on a dime.
Mhm.
Life changes on a dime. And if you read 11/22/63, you'll get that reference. But
It's not if, it's a will. I
Nellie
will.
Leroy is just in the right place at the right time. She's on top of the crowd. This one guy is like, we need a substitute for this girl who just OD'd because she was going to be in this film.
Mm-hmm.
He literally scans the crowd and then he's like, her. And boom, she's in. Manny takes Mr. Jack Conrad home.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole thing is funny. His
Yeah.
house is very nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Jack Conrad, his character is just hilarious.
Yeah.
and
I mean,
just-
that's just how Brad Pitt is like, he always, all the people he portrays are kind of like same attitude, which is like top of the world, but like, yep, welp, guess I'll just drink a few, go to bed,
Hmm.
And then like they're both knocked out, and then Manny wakes up to him all dressed up, all tight. He's like, "You ready to go?"
It's like, we gotta be in set.
Yeah.
But it's so. I would have paid so much to be on that set because, like, imagine the fourth wall, right? Because you have Brad Pitt, who has been an actor for better part of 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to be thinking as Jack Conrad, like, Jack Conrad's era is ending.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying anything bad about Brad Pitt. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
oh, he's lost it. He's not in his prime anymore. I'm just saying, like,
He literally has to feel something
you
he's
have
never
to
felt.
resonate with, like, that has to
Yeah.
resonate with you. Like, this guy, Jack Conrad, he was a star. He was
Mhm.
on top of the world, but he just cannot adapt. Not because he doesn't want to, but because he is just incapable
Yeah,
of it.
he wasn't an actor for talking. He was an actor for just his
The
visuals.
embodiment,
yes.
right? And
Which we'll dive into more as we progress with the film. I mean, 3 hours.
there's a lot to talk
Might
about.
as well, yeah, just go through the whole thing. Yeah,
We haven't even mentioned Faye yet, and her character is also pretty important. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing. There's just so many characters.
Yeah,
Her job is also important because she does the calligraphy for writing I don't know what they would be called.
word tiles.
Word
titles,
tiles? Is there like a
titles.
specific term for that though?
There definitely is, but
So in
Yeah.
silent films, ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever watched Charlie Chaplin,
or Buster Keaton. I'm sorry.
keep going.
I-
No, keep going.
Keep going.
Say stuff.
I forget
say
the
names, 'cause
freaking.
I
third
literally
one.
don't know anything about that era of the film.
Buster Keaton, I like more than Chaplin, but that's a topic for another day because we will watch one of his movies this
Okay.
year. So
Well, I don't know. You would have like people have to write the words,
yeah,
and they'd have to do it with really
yeah.
nice handwriting so that they
hmm
could be legible.
I didn't even think about how they actually filmed the boards as they're up for like they'll time it like 5 seconds whatever,
Yeah,
and they keep it going. I thought that like they would go with the individual frames or something, but I mean that would be so much more work.
I trust that. I mean, Mr. Chiselle was accurate to the history because he talks about it some in the behind the scenes stuff. But I imagine like that's probably what they did. Like
Yeah,
they would
I mean
just
it
have it.
makes sense. It makes
Um,
complete sense.
but she's also a very important character. But it's very interesting to see her career become obsolete as well,
hmm
because now people can sing, people can shout, people can do stuff on film, which was completely revolutionary.
Yeah.
Love that. Um, what else happens? So Faye is technically also at the party, and then we have George, um, Jack Conrad's friend, who eventually gets his head stuck in a toilet seat, and he's like always threatening to kill himself because he
Some girl like
some,
doesn't want to be with him a week later or something. Like
yeah.
he'll go dancing with a girl, and then like a couple of days go by and they're like, no, and then he just freaks out about it, and it's just a repeating cycle as we see throughout the film.
That's actually what I'm gonna get tattooed on this arm. Is
Toilet seat.
not the toilet seat, but the lines that he says when he's like, Faye didn't like you. Well, she's a lesbian. That's an uphill battle for anyone.
Oh,
I'm gonna get that tattoo.
yeah.
It's an uphill battle for anybody.
Any girl breaks up with you, she was a lesbian. That's the only way. I should cut that out.
Yeah, cut that. Cut that. Also,
Editor.
you need to buy the first 5 seasons of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia because it's just so funny.
The first 5, not the whole show.
Just start with the first 5 and see if you like it, because not everybody likes it. But
Well,
I will say, I thank you to the comments. I actually stuck it through. I was talking about it last time where, there's this chick replacing Glenn Howerton's character. But it was just that episode. He comes back in like the last minute. So I thugged it out. I got through it. And now we're back on track. And the season's pretty funny. I saw the episode where Charlie and Mac are beating up kids. Great. It's good comedy.
Okay.
They literally beat up kids in the 13th season. So
You're in the 13th season.
it's only like 10 episodes a season, if even.
Okay, that's
Barely
fair.
any. And then you have Danny DeVito. Great show, but we're talking about Babylon. So what was I talking about? Let me read.
You were mentioning George stuck in
Let
that
me
toilet.
read. Yeah, so 5 different parties. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I love, dude. Okay. Yes, and Manny and Nellie.
Mhm.
Manny falls in love with Nellie, just
Mhm.
instantaneous. Which I guess doing coke with somebody will do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just his simple adoration. He is starstruck. She's like, Nellie Leroy is nothing. She's nobody at that moment, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, she's a star. I will follow her no matter what. I mean, you wrote it in your review too. What
Yeah.
did you say?
I said that Manny's eyes throughout the whole movie, it shows how much he loves filmmaking, and Nelly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, dude, that actor though, like, because he didn't have to say anything, he didn't have to show anything. They just close
Diego
up.
Calva, yeah.
They just close up on those eyes, and you just see the love he has. Because you first see it as they're snoring coke together, which is hilarious. But like as it goes, it's like every single time he sees her, like his whole face lights up, and it's like, dang, bro. It's like,
I think it's also beautiful, that conversation they have in the coke room where he's like, film, you could be doing this and this. Boom, shoot me right now, right? And you just feel the love of film and just what a timeless, entity it truly is. So the German director, easily one of my favorite characters.
The
He's
first film set.
So funny, bro. So the next day happens. Manny, Diego, and Manny. I'm gonna get them stuck in my head. Manny drives Jack Conrad to the thing.
mm-hmm.
Jack Conrad is hilarious because he's like taking phone calls. He's getting a nose on. Anyways, I'm slurring. It's so funny, bro. But we see like the 900 extras, and they're all doing like a battle sequence, and one of them actually gets killed, which is kind of crazy.
So
But
funny.
I mean, that's what they would do. We have the film critic played by the absolutely beautiful Gene Smart. Is it Gene? I never know. Gene, yeah. Eleanor St. John. She is a film critic, and she writes different things, and she becomes a very important character.
Yeah.
But she has a sequence where she's talking with one of the extras, and in the film, it's just like, "Are you married?" And then it ends. But there's a deleted
Oh.
scene where she's just like going on and on with this guy, and they're talking about, "Oh well, someone dies every week, yada yada. We're poor, you know. This is like the only alternative we have, really." You know, because imagine you're all the way out in California in like the 1920s,
Yeah, mining and stuff.
1930s. Like, what else is there to do except Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
And so it really showcases minorities. Even when Manny is like rounding them all up, he's like, "Can I borrow this horse?" He just runs around shooting his gun. Hilarious. And then the
And
whole
wait, no, Jack Conrad's like, oh, he's a natural.
he's a natural. He's a natural. The funny part also when he's getting the camera, what does he say? He's like, "Is there a difference between the?" My gosh. No, I'm not even gonna look it up. But he asks if there's a difference between two of the cameras, and the guy just drops
Oh.
his pencil. He's like,
Actually.
"Yeah," and he just makes it this whole thing, which is hilarious.
Yeah. And then he
but-
just waits. He just sits down and waits.
Manny needs to
Yeah.
get a camera because one of the cameras was broken.
No, all of them. All of
the
them.
cameras were
Yeah.
broken because it's such an extravagant film, and the director is freaking out because this is the last day of shooting. They have to get it just right, and they do. But he needs a camera, so Manny grabs a camera, grabs an ambulance, and he makes it back. The German director kisses him full on the mouth, which is hilarious. But that scene is also really funny because Jack Conrad is just plastered, absolutely hammered. He can barely walk straight.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "And action." And he's like locked in, which is just truly, truly amazing. A butterfly lands. They get the shot. The cannons go out. The music and orchestra
as
swells.
the sunset's going, because he made it just in time. It was
This is one aspect of the movie. But the same day, Nellie Leroy is making her debut. She's dancing. She's crying.
yeah.
She's kicking. She's doing a lot of things.
Mhm.
Whoever those directors are, I feel like that character is in Wolf of Wall Street. He has to be the actor.
Oh yeah.
Who's
yeah.
like, he's the only one who graduated from school. He has like the fake hair. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Great actor.
Yeah.
He's really funny in the studio silent when the Mr.
Yeah.
Wallach walks in. He's like, "Who the?" "Oh, Mr. Wallach, thank you for joining us."
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, I really like it too, because the director for that production with Nelly, she was like amazing. Like
Yeah.
she instantly is like knowing how Nelly is, and like, yo, can you do this? Can we do this real quick? You know, and it's working really well. And like, of course, that happens with the when they do audio, she's there too. But you know, stuff goes wrong. They do get the shot at some point, but we'll dive into that later.
Yeah.
But like, I just like that whole dynamic with them two, but it does not last long, sadly.
No. But that's the thing about this movie is there's so many characters. Like, even as we're talking about it, I'm like, "Oh, remember this guy, remember that guy." Because even the person that Manny works for is like pretty important, but like he just gets to passing. Even Nellie Leroy is working with the star, Constance Moore, I think is her name. But she quickly upstages it because she ruins the film because she gets face surgery, and it's like, "Oh, we can't shoot." Like, that's the thing about this movie too, is it's so subtle and you have to really pay attention, and that's, I'm graced with seeing it fairly a few times, right? So
Yeah.
it's like I'm able to pick up on that. But I think that's truly the nuance and beauty of filmmaking, is because you can watch a movie multiple times and get something different from it. I mean, that's how it was with Parasite back in the day. Back in the day when I kept watching it over and over, it's like, oh, you would just pick up new stuff. But it's tough watching the movie and reading subtitles because you can't pick up on that.
That's why you just learn their language. No.
Yeah. Silly me. Silly me. All right, I'm checking Chat GPT for some stuff.
Of course. ChatGPT.
that
You're wasting
happens.
water, man.
Yeah. Okay, what happens after?
After what?
After Nellie Leroy makes
After her
herself
first
cry.
audition,
Yeah.
and that
Her
goes
debut.
well the whole day.
What's the next integral
Ooh.
part?
It's gonna take a bit.
Also,
Wow.
something that is significant, you only see it for like one of the shots, but you see Nellie Leroy get up for work, and she's in like, I think there's heroin needles. Like it's just trashy, right? She comes from nothing. She is nothing,
Yeah.
essentially, at that point.
Yeah. Does it just cut to her being famous?
The ice sculpture.
Ice sculpture. You're gonna have to enlighten me.
I'm not gonna enlighten you. It's pretty much, yeah. The next big scene, I think, is when Manny goes out to New York to see what this whole sound film thing is. Right, so he's in New York. He runs in with Nellie Leroy because she is now popular. They go visit her mother, who is in a mental institution. And
well, for like out of nowhere too, she's like, "Oh, you want? I'm just gonna go in here real quick. Oh, you want to come with me?" And then they just bring her mom out, and they say a few lines, and then she just leaves. It's like,
yeah, but it just colorizes the depth of that movie. Just the characters so well. But yeah, Manny, we see like he's working for Jack Conrad. He's doing pretty well. We have a scene where Jack Conrad is with yet another woman, and Manny is like flipping through the dictionary trying to speak Hungarian. Olga, who shows up for the Singing in the Rain, which I'll let you take because you love Singing in the Rain.
Yep.
So basically now sound pictures have entered the stage. It's a huge thing. They're in the theater. Everybody is just up on their feet. They're clapping. Manny didn't even watch the movie. He was hanging out with Nellie Leroy. He catches the last 5 minutes of it, and he's just like in his thoughts. He's thinking about Nellie, the love he has for her. And he looks up and he's like, everything is just going ballistic. So he runs out to the phone. He calls Jack. He's like, yeah, this is gonna be big. Anyways, I think the next significant scene, it's not the party with the rattlesnake, is it? Or is it? I think it is, actually. I want to do this in a chronological order, but I'm going to
Yeah.
So the next scene, I guess, is Nellie Leroy. Her dad is working for her. They have a diner, or he's spouting off about a diner. He doesn't have the diner yet. And it's this big party. Faye does this thing where she chooses a partner. She's a lesbian, so it's like a whole thing. Plus, there's a song that she sings in the first party. Is it at that? No, it's at the first. It's like the first party.
There's two parties that she does different things with. The first one is a whole weird
her song.
Weird song. But I think the second one is still not.
That song is on Spotify, by the way. It's in the soundtrack.
I'll try to make sure that's my Spotify rap.
No. Do not, bro.
It's
not even that good of a song, to be honest with you.
I mean, but that's, I don't know.
That's neither here nor there. Viewer, if you want to look that up, you can. I would not advise that, but you can. There's a song that she sings.
Links in the description.
Links in the description. We'll actually clip it right here. There's this big party at this pool. I don't know whose house it is. I think that's one of the only scenes that you actually have Nellie Leroy and Jack Conrad together.
Yeah.
I think Brad Pitt talked about that.
He's because she meets him and says you look even more effable in person.
Yes.
Next to his fiance. Yeah.
So she's not like that. Then the next time they meet is at this other party where she's trying to be all French and prim and proper, right? And they just kind of pass by each other. So she's at this party. There's this pool. She want to bet, so she has a bunch of. I think she has a football team doing whatever.
Yeah.
She gets picked.
By
Faye to be her partner.
So they dance, and it gets a little tension there.
But the thing I love about this movie, actually, another detail is because they get interrupted by one of the guys that works for Nellie doing a cannonball. And then Nellie runs to the bathroom. She's in this jean dress. It's not really a dress.
No, it's overalls.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's just you're right. Overalls. I'm kind of dumb. I'm kind of dumb. I don't know what overalls are. And she runs into the bathroom, and there's this moment where I think it can be up to interpretation, where it can be like, did Nellie try that so that she wouldn't be put into an awkward position because she's still pretty young, pretty innocent, or did that just randomly happen and she's
I mean,
really
you think so with the stuff she wears is so skimpy? You think she's that innocent? I'm just putting it out there that maybe.
Well, I mean, she's not gambling. She's not doing coke. Well, she's doing coke, but she's not. She's not in deep quite yet.
She won a bet for the football team.
That's true. I feel like okay, you're raising good points.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say innocent, but I would say compared to later versions of herself, she's okay. Maybe I'm wrong. But do you see what I mean?
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing.
No, I think you're actually right because what she does later in that scene. Anyways, she overhears some people talking about. Is this okay? Like I'm just going through the film.
Oh yeah.
You like that?
This is honestly what I wanted to do for a pod.
Okay. And it's 3 hours, so we're chilling.
We're cruising.
We're chilling. And so there's this whole thing where she overhears people talking about her dad because her dad is kind of a deadbeat, but he's suddenly put into this pedestal surrounded by these fancy people who can fund his dreams. So he doesn't really care much for Nellie. He's just like, oh, yeah, I always knew Nellie was a star. Jack Conrad, let me tell you about this idea I have for a diner. We're going to sell food shaped in Nellie's face, right? And so she's had enough. She's like, we're going to go fight a rattlesnake.
Yeah, but because he kept telling the story about, was it him fighting a snake?
Or yeah, like him fighting a snake.
Yeah.
Everyone's quiet. Jack Conrad goes, frick yeah! And then everybody's like, all right. So the next scene is everybody in automobiles driving out in the desert to fight a rattlesnake. Nellie's dad fails. He just passes out because he's probably had a little too much to drink. There's a tension between Jack Conrad and his then fiance. I don't even know who it is because there's so many of them. And Faye's there too. And then Nellie Leroy's pissed off because
no one would fight it.
No one would fight the snake. So she goes up to the snake, she grabs it, she holds it up for everybody to see, and then it latches onto her neck. Everybody breaks out into pandemonium. Some people get hit by cars. Jack Conrad is just like, what the heck? Everybody's probably plastered out of their minds. The football team is like just running around. It's just crazy, right? Faye, an absolute display of power. Also, the outfits that she wears, very well done.
Yeah, really cool.
Just cool tailored stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, on a side note, like that's the thing I have to watch with movies now is I have to pay attention to everything as I become more aware of what it takes to make a movie. So now I'm like costumes. That actually started with Baby Driver because you see Jamie Foxx's character. I watched like one of the behind the scenes and the costume designer was like, yeah, he's wearing the hoodie with the king of diamonds and you want everybody to know he's the king, right? And that really stuck out to me and I was like, I gotta pay attention to more costumes just because it is maybe not an underappreciated, but I've never appreciated it. So now I'm starting to pay attention.
Yeah.
That's what movies
and just think of the rabbit hole you're going down to because you're going to care about makeup, effects.
No, that's the thing because like effects and you got to do location and the actors themselves. It's like there's so many things that go into a film. It's unfathomable almost.
Especially now because I mean like like yesterday we'll talk about in a different episode, but I was watching High and Low and like all the credits are the beginning and then it just ends. It says the end and boom, brings me back to the menu. And it's like, wow. It's like the opening credits is like nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like a masterpiece of film. And it's like now there's so many more stuff that like there is to do. And it's like you can make freaking terrible movies. It's like, how's that possible?
Yeah. I mean, Lord of the Rings, it's like, 20 minutes? I wonder what the longest credit roll is.
It might be Lord of the Rings just because the extendeds have 2 credits, one with the normal credits and then there's the other set with the names of people that helped do the extended or something like that.
That's crazy to me. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But even with it ends just like what is it, 8 or 9 people making a movie? Like that's actually crazy. Okay, Faye in her beautiful dress. I think she's smoking a cigarette.
I'm not gonna pronounce it. An Argentina film from 2018 features remarkably long end credits lasting 37 minutes.
Argentina.
Return of the
Right.
King is noted for its 9.5-minute credits. Once Upon a Time in the West features a 14-minute. Okay.
Yeah, never
Yeah.
mind. 20 minutes. That's my bad. Only 9 minutes. That does well. That's still long.
Oh wow. Iron Man 3 has over 3,700 names attached to that. Anyway, that's
3,700.
that's neither here
Well,
nor
that's
there.
probably all like the animators for the CGI because that alone is.
Yeah.
Anyways, Faye, I think she's smoking a cigarette. I'm probably wrong. She's like calm, collected, a true display of power. She walks up to Nellie. She grabs a knife, cuts the snake off of her because it is clamped on Nellie's neck. Nellie is spasming. I don't know.
One more time.
How do you say that word? Spasming?
Spasmin.
Spasm.
Don't ask me. I can't talk
She's
either.
having a spasm on the ground, and there's fluid coming out of her mouth. And so Faye takes some liquor, allegedly, cleans the wound, sucks out the venom, and then Nellie wakes up and she kisses Faye. And now Nellie is the lesbian. Hooray. Okay.
Because they are like a legitimate couple for who knows how long.
A good section.
Yeah.
I gotta, bro, this movie is so good. Okay. Sound. The iconic sound scene is so funny, and it's really a struggle. You can tell.
Yeah. Because that whole bit is what 8 takes.
Yeah.
And you see like all the tension because I mean that like scene is what 10 seconds long to film. And like that whole thing took an hour
Probably
maybe?
yeah.
Like,
Almost the whole day maybe.
yeah.
But it's like a set inside a set, which is just so fun. But I also love the dead silence. Like there's no soundtrack going on.
Yeah.
It's dead silent. It's hot. You can feel the tension. Somebody is wearing a watch. The guy's flipping out on him. Somebody didn't wear rubber soles, flipping out on him. Somebody enters the studio lot, flips out on him. They're just trying to get this take. And Nellie is like, she has a drug problem because the Count comes in. He's like the blue, the red. He's also an important character. You know what I mean? The Count? The Count? The guy, the peanut guy on the first day. He's like, here's your first peanuts. Get your peanuts. It's good for hangovers.
Oh yeah.
Your first bag is free, and it's just pills inside.
Yeah.
So he offers her pills while she's behind stage. So it's like, already, you're not in a great position if you're taking pills. But she's sweating. She's trying to learn the lines last minute. There's a lot of stress and tension that you just feel. You realize that a movie is a lot more than just the director and the actors, right? They're the ones that you see and think about, but not behind the scenes. So they're trying to get this whole thing. The technology is early too, so she has a mark on the stage. She drops the suitcase way too loud in one of the takes. There's just so much tension. Anyways, the end of that sequence is like they get the take, and then the guy is probably dead inside this
No, he is
sound
dead.
box. I don't know if he's dead. Maybe he's
No,
just passed out.
they tried to open the door and they couldn't, so they like ripped the door off and the dude just falls down.
Yeah,
and
so
they
he's-
check his pulse and they say he's dead.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
My fault. Yeah.
he's legitimately
I don't remember
dead,
them
bro.
checking his pulse. He's dead. He is dead.
You could get that tattooed.
He's
He's
dead.
dead.
I'm trying to think of what happens because I know what happens, but I'm trying to think of the buildup.
Yeah.
Why don't we pause this? We'll watch Babylon, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
I love to.
I've been trying to do this in a chronological order, but obviously I don't think that's going to work out. Sydney Palmer. Let's talk about Manny's rise, right? So Manny is on set. Jack Conrad is doing the Singing in the Rain bit. Olga, his ex-wife, is like gonna murder him.
Yeah, telling him that like acting in film is like stupid, or
No,
like
no, 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 no. That's someone else. I'm talking about the Hungarian.
oh
She's in the cast of Singing in the Rain,
yeah yeah yeah.
and he's like putting on the thing, and he like looks over. She's in the top corner.
She's
She's
death
like,
staring. Yeah.
right. It's funny. But Jack Conrad's like, okay, so I just stand here singing in the rain. Tell me about Singing in the Rain. What is that about? What's the significance of Singing in the Rain? I didn't
So
realize it was that old. How old is it? You love that movie, right?
I think it's the best musical ever.
Hands down.
I'm gonna see if it's more of a scavenger hunt trying to find it on the case rather than looking it up. I like that scavenger hunt.
Well, I wonder how many versions there are of it.
1952.
52.
That's what the copyright says. Yeah. So first off, this is one of the best Walmart finds of my life. Gone with the Wind, Casablanca, Wizard of Oz, and Sing in the Rain. $10. I was
So-
like, this is crazy. But
Yeah, Singing in the Rain. Apparently, this song was written in 1929.
okay.
Which obviously, like, I'm not. I believe that everything for the most part is pretty historically accurate.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know when the movie. So I guess they're just doing the singing or something.
Yeah.
But
You know the significance
significance.
for the film though, right?
No,
You
not
don't?
at all.
You don't.
I'm pretty dumb, as we have. Tell me about it.
Okay,
That's what I was
okay,
asking.
yeah,
I was literally.
okay. So first off, I say you should watch it. Everyone should watch it.
I saw a theater performance of it.
Okay. What Singing in the Rain is all about is it's about the transition from silent films to talkies, and they're like, yo, let's turn this thing into a musical. And the lead actress, who's a really big name, her voice is terrible. She sounds like a really high pitched helium. A lot of old people quote that movie like, I can't stand it. That's where that comes from. And so they don't really know what to do with her because her voice sucks. They got to do musical performances and stuff with her. She can't sing. She can't do any of this. What do we do? One guy that works in film, I'm pretty sure there, he finds a girl that can actually sing, and they get her to dub over her. But basically, it's just she can't act anymore because she was made for the silent era, but she can't do it with her own voice. And that significance goes to Jack Conrad because he's singing Sing in the Rain, which suggests what's going to happen because of the movie, probably. I'm guessing that's the whole tie-in they did. And also, Sing in the Rain was probably a big song
Yeah.
at that time, too,
Yeah, it
probably. But
I don't know what the significance it has with film necessarily, but yeah, for sure. What's also interesting is Manny is there, and he's just getting like a drink or something, and he's talking to Sidney Palmer, right? And Sidney Palmer is playing the trumpet with other people.
Yeah.
And Manny's like, "What do you think?" He's like, "I think the camera should be pointed. I think the camera's pointing in the wrong way." Referring that the camera should be pointed at him and his musicians. So Manny's like, there might be something about that.
And it cuts.
Manny becomes a director.
Yeah.
And he's making good moolah, baby. Especially with Sidney Palmer,
Yep.
who is also making good moolah, who has a mansion and nice suits. He has anything he could ever want.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong? Manny passes Jack. He has a lot of high ties, and all of a sudden he's directing a film. And Mr. Wallach, you probably don't know the name, but he's like the older guy. It's interesting because if you think about the movie from his perspective, so he comes in when they're shooting Nellie Leroy's scene, and she's trying to get the sound perfect. He's watching this chaos. Everybody's cursing each other out. Everybody's like going bananas. They can't get this one thing right. The sound guys are freaking out. When he comes in and Manny is directing, Manny is like just fluid. He's putting it all together. He's like, this gun still sounds like this. Fix that. He's coaxing the actors. He has everything under control. And I think that is just a significant evolution of his character because he loves movies, right? And the fact that he's worked for Jack Conrad for so long, but now he has this shot to actually direct and actually do what he's passionate about, and he kills it. He's not like he doesn't miss the mark on that. He genuinely is good at his job, right? And eventually, it kind of comes back to Nellie Leroy, who has, I mean, probably I think a year has passed by at this point, right? So she's heavily addicted to drugs, gambling, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Her father opened a diner, which lost a lot of money. I don't know why. Food platters of Margot Robbie's face. I'd buy that. Which is something I also wanted to bring up. I think Margot Robbie just kills her role. It's not like the generic kind of role that you would see her cast in, which I'm not saying any of the things she's done is generic, but I mean, like, you think, oh, white woman, blonde woman, kind of the stigma. But I think Nellie Leroy is just a unique, outrageous character who just does pretty much everything wrong. And I think that was just really significant seeing Margot Robbie in that kind of portrayal. What are your thoughts on Margot Robbie? In that sense, not Wolf of Wall Street. I'm talking about Babylon.
I mean,
But like acting,
still
not
in Babylon.
other thing.
Like you talking about her performance as Nellie, or just talking about Nellie's?
Yeah, her acting and.
I mean, I like in all of her movies, she kind of is just like that, like New Yorker type of like, I don't, I don't care what's going on, you know, like that's just kind of like how she is. And in this, she embodies that a lot, but she has a twist with it of like becoming famous and like not really knowing what to do with it, not being able to handle it right properly, and she just kind of blows it all, and everyone's just kind of everyone's judging Nellie for like her just kind of throwing away her career in ways. And then as the scene progresses, Manny comes back to try making Nellie a star again.
Yep.
And you want to explain how that goes?
There's actually a deleted scene where like he like spills cocaine all over himself because she's up there. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, he loves Nellie, so he wants to bring back her image, obviously. But people are saying she has an annoying voice. People are not cool that she's a lesbian. So he has to go to Faye and he has to say, hey, you got to cut this out. Which is also a really heartbreaking scene when you realize, like, basically Faye gets fired not only because of the scandalous relationship she has, but because her job is obsolete and is no longer relevant. And it's really just hard to watch that someone who is so passionate and so good at what she did is just no longer needed. So, I mean, the ever-shifting Hollywood machine just kind of chews her up, spits her out. But she lands on her feet. She'll be fine. Not everyone else, though. So Nellie Leroy hangs out with Eleanor St. John, who is the film critic, who has a pretty good dialogue with Jack Conrad, which we'll get to in a minute. But basically, Nellie Leroy goes to this party. She's all fixed up. She speaks French now. She has a dress. She's holding it all together for Manny until she doesn't.
Yeah.
But Jack Conrad has been struggling. Got to go back to him for a little bit. He cannot match the times, and so he does acting. His wife from Broadway is trying to give him tips. He does not like that. And so he goes to movie theaters to see how his film is being received.
Yeah.
And they are all laughing at him, which is unfortunate.
But also, that line delivery was really bad. But
I
that's
love
part
you,
of it.
I love you, I love you, I love you. Which is pretty much, that's what they do in the film, too. In the movie theater, they just mock him.
Yeah.
And he is not impressed. He's like, I'm better than this. You guys don't get it. And so, what happens after that, who knows? It's a long movie. Pull that up. I need to have like a scene list. I need to have a notebook of everything because there's just so many tangents that I can't.
I could I mean, I know it's already way too late because we're already in this, but I could have had the Blu-ray on of like
Yeah,
the
with
main
the
menu with the
chapters.
chapter selection.
Yeah. But then he has a conversation with Eleanor St. John, who writes a slander piece about him, like, oh, Jack Conrad, no longer relevant. He's dead star, basically. And so I think the conversation they have is one of my favorites. What do you think about that whole scene where he's sitting in her office?
And she's saying that it's kind of like more of just a business
She's saying
thing.
you'll live
Yeah.
immortally every time down the line when people put on in your movie. You will live. Um, I was really
Yeah.
moved by that. I
Yeah.
thought that was
Yeah, she was just saying that like your era is over, but it doesn't mean that you're just gonna be forgotten about,
mm-hmm.
which is really cool. Yeah.
Just a great conversation that they share. It's one of I think is a really iconic moment. You want to know why they laughed is what she says. So Jack Conrad is going over the edge. He finds out that his friend George killed himself.
Mm.
Um,
After Faye, wait, was it Faye?
it wasn't Faye. It was like something else. It was a
Oh
couple
yeah,
years.
because it did show him crying over, and he's like, well, he was a she was a lesbian, yeah.
Yeah,
Never
but
mind,
that was
never
like
mind,
that
never
was several years earlier
mind.
in
Yeah,
the film.
but like that, he just rinse and repeat him just
Yeah.
dancing with a girl one night, and then like
Yeah, he's so happy. Oh my gosh.
him
That whole
dancing.
scene, he's like, I feel that, George. George, you're a real one.
Yeah,
But George finally kills himself.
finally.
And
Whoa.
eventually he got to that point. He kills himself. And Jack Conrad hears the news and he's at a party and he's devastated.
Yeah.
And then someone comes up to him, one of the studio executives. He's like, I heard the bad news. How you holding up? He's like, well, I miss him. He's like, what? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, your new film. It's not a hit. And so that's when Jack Conrad realizes, like, nobody cares about him because he's not making them any money anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that scene is just, it's so brutal, but it's so just authentic and pretty relatable, I think, to some degree for all of us. Just like, people that don't care about you. So that happens. Nellie Leroy crashes out because somebody is groping her, which is not cool. She tells a pretty hilarious joke, which I would retell, but I'm not going to. And
this is back when she's all dressed up. This is back at the party, like the party scene, but it's like the French rich. Like
it's another party.
It isn't like the party
outrageous party. Everybody's
outrageous.
kind of classy. Things are dying down a little bit.
Everyone's boring.
That's the thing you see in this movie is the parties are define the eras, right? And so at the beginning it opens with a party. It's outrageous, outlandish, everybody, right? But then the very end where they're in that hotel-esque kind of building and Jack Conrad is, here you go get those cigars, right?
Yeah.
Everything's peaceful, everything's calm.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting ahead of myself.
Yep.
Nellie Leroy eats a bunch of food, nom nom nom, splashes it on her dress. She walks out, and then she walks back in and she throws up on some people. Not cool. Obviously, Manny gets in trouble with Mr. Wallach because he's like, what the frick, bro? I thought you said everything was cool. We cool, Yolanda? It's a Pulp Fiction reference. Great movie, by the way. Pulp Fiction. Highly recommend it. Okay, what happens afterwards? Sidney Palmer has to put on makeup to make himself look more black.
To fit in? Well, yeah, to look more black. Never mind.
Because he looks mixed because of the lighting.
Yeah.
And there's something about the performance that the actor does that it's like very authentic.
He's holding like, because it's literally coal. He like opens it and he's just holding it and staring at it.
Yeah.
And then it like cuts
the humiliation.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's one of those things that like no one would really know about it, but everyone that was there knew.
Yeah.
And he knows. I mean, like, making your skin color like not authentic to make it look authentic.
Yeah.
It's like,
and that's the thing too, because Manny gives it to him, but it's not. He's not necessarily insensitive because Manny is Mexican, but he also says, "Oh, I'm from Spain" when he's a director, right? Because you also have to take into account this was the 30s, right? So there's a lot of immigration.
Yeah.
segregation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fascinating, like those subtle details. The humiliation and rage that Sidney Palmer pours out as he's playing the trumpet is tangible. I know I use that word a lot, but it's you feel it.
Yeah.
And then after that, he just leaves. He's like, I'm done with Hollywood. I think the last scene we see him is near the end, where he's just in like a crowded room, and he's just
Is he? He's also at the party where Nellie barfs and like. I think he's there
yes,
because there's a bunch of rich
yes.
people there
They're
asking him
talking to
stupid
him,
questions, and
right?
he's just like, "Come on, like I don't care."
Yes,
Yeah.
it's good.
But I don't
It's
know if
good.
that was before. That might have been before that whole scene.
That might have been.
But that's still
It's
another
still
scene with
very
him.
important.
Yeah.
But anyways, he leaves, and I think the last scene we see is him playing trumpet as he always wanted to,
Oh yeah, he was just playing it
with
for a group of people.
group of people.
Yeah.
Which is just he made it, but the machine kind of spat him up
Yeah.
and spit him out, chewed him up and spat him out. Okay. Anyways, Nellie Leroy owes this guy a lot of money.
Yep.
She's cooked. So Manny enlists the help of the Count, who gets a lot of money.
Oh wait, and who's the Count? He's the guy that gave pills to her character
Yes.
during the recording scene. Both of them.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just for
reminding
some
reminding
clarification.
reminding
Appreciate
the
it.
viewers in
Appreciate
case
it.
they just listen to us yapping instead of watching the movie. Which, by the way, watch it.
Yeah, but like I almost don't want to tell people to watch it because the first 20 minutes. But if you can get past that, you'll understand the nuances of this movie, which they really should. He should re-release. To be honest, I think it would be more well received now.
I wonder. I doubt it was filmed in IMAX, but
Oh, I might show up intentionally late for that movie. Okay, what else happens? So they owe money, so they go to this guy who's a little sketchy. He's a little conked out, a little weird. His name is Toby Maguire. But his name
just Tobey Maguire's
played by James McKay. No, James McKay is played by Toby Maguire. I don't think we really hear a lot of stuff about James McKay. More,
he was heavily marketed in the movie when it came out, but there's really only like one scene with him or like two.
Yeah,
and it's with this plot.
He was one of the executive producers of the movie, so he was
Okay.
more involved in that sense. But
yeah,
I agree. His role wasn't like super significant, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think he plays the maniacal mob boss pretty well.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he's just spouting off things about movies he would like to make, which are pretty comical.
Mm-hmm.
And so Manny is obviously distraught. He wants to get out of there, right? Because he learns that the money's fake. He didn't know the money was fake. He's like, bro, we're going to get killed if you keep this up. So they try to leave, and Tobey Maguire's like, that's it. I'm going to take you to a party. You're going to love this. This is incredible. There's some stuff here pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
He's like,
they don't do him like they used to.
He's like, I'm good. I really don't want to. No, you can come. It's kind of like that scene in A Bullet Train where he's like, I'm going to tell you a story now. He's like, no, you don't have to. He's like, it's a good story. I'm good. It's a short story. Please don't. Remember that bit? Brad Pitt. Anyways, should be a rapper.
I'll need to rewatch it.
I'm
the
like,
second one coming.
I'm not tired, but my mind, like, I've been yapping for so much. I'm just like, my brain's farting. But they go to this party, which is not a party at all. It's a demented cult, and it is very unsettling because I remember in theaters the whole. So it's literally they're walking into this tunnel thing, but it's all black.
Yeah,
at first it's completely dark. I remember just sitting there and just this feeling of dread. It's like, oh no, what are we doing? And just like that, the movie turns on a dime yet again. You walk down through different levels, and there's just stuff going on.
Yeah, weird. If you thought the first 20 minutes, honestly, if you made it through the first 20 minutes, you might need like an extra like oomph to get you going through this bit too.
There's
Because
just like
it's rough.
they're playing the
There's like that.
Daisy, right? Daisy,
Yeah.
Daisy. It's
Yeah.
like, but it's like Hal from 2001, and he's like,
Mhm.
it's like a demented, demonic almost. And it's just so unsettling,
Yeah.
creepy,
Yeah.
but historically accurate. Maybe I wasn't there. I couldn't tell you. Anyways, they go through layers of hell essentially
Yeah.
to get to the end, and Tobey Maguire's like, "Yo, this is the guy. This is the guy. Give him some money." And it's this giant guy on steroids, and he's eating rats.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. You hear the crunch. And Tobey Maguire's like, yeah, give him another 20. And then a stalactite drop, something. Water falls from the sky, and it ruins the money. And he's like, oh, this is fake. You guys are dead.
Mhm.
So the Count and Manny run their way up through these corridors.
And you see everything again.
You see everything again. They release a gator that is chained.
Yeah. Because that was another bit.
Yeah. Shots fire as they run to the car, and Manny's like, we got to get out of here, right? So that's what you think would happen. They get out, right?
Mhm.
Anyways, the film is finally ending. This is probably like the last 20 minutes. He gets Nellie.
There's not 20 minutes, I'd say, but I mean, there's still the end for all of it.
Sure,
Just keep going. Never mind.
He gets Nellie. He's like, we got to get out of here. This is crazy. Some stuff just happened. I kind of forget because I was probably dozing off. But they get gas. They got to get gas.
Yeah,
Everything's...
they're fine gas. Then they go over to the Count's house.
Well, before that, she wanders off and they're dancing.
Oh, yeah.
They're dancing in a
Yep.
Mexican restaurant, and it's golden. The colors are beautiful. I think
Mhm.
it's just morning, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're dancing, and Manny says, Te amo, te amo, te amo, te amo, Nelly. He just keeps repeating it. But I think that he's crying, and it's just... You don't have anything to say?
I mean, they agreed to get married, and that's a beautiful thing, you know, because, I mean, like, that's what Manny wanted, basically.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what he
you've
wanted.
seen, like, the last 2 hours of just how much he's loved her. It's like...
He's put his own career on the line for her, right?
Yep.
He's gotten her out of fixes. He's trying to pay her debts.
Yeah.
And there's like a news reporter there, and he's like, "Oh, is that Nellie Leroy? Oh my gosh, it's Nellie Leroy!" So they take
Yeah.
a picture. They're gonna get married, right? They're gonna go down to Mexico and get married. So they drive. They pick up the Count. Manny goes inside, and this hitman comes, and he shoots up the Count and his roommate. And Manny begs for his life on his knees, and he's crying, and he gets his life. The guy says, "You're leaving right now. I don't ever want to see you in here again, and you can go." So he goes outside, but Nellie has wandered off into the darkness, never to be seen again. She disappears. There's some newspaper stuff, which is really fascinating because, I mean, all these characters are based off of real historical figures during that time. So there
Okay.
was like an actual star who just disappeared.
Do you know the name of who that was?
I don't. I
Okay.
did a while ago.
Okay.
Anyways, final party. Jack Conrad.
We didn't finish.
I know, but
You wanna? I know. Okay, never mind.
anyways, Manny goes to Mexico allegedly
Mhm.
for the next 10 or 20 years, and he'll
Mhm.
come back, but that's later. The final party, things are winding down. Everything's calm. There's no outrageous nudity. It's just kind of like whatever. People are there.
Mhm.
Jack Conrad has a conversation with Faye, which I think is also one of my favorite parts. Even just the acting in that is phenomenal. He says, "I'm tired, Faye." And it's just, Did you notice that this second time around? Because you read my review, right? And I said that I'm tired. It's my favorite line.
Probably.
Did you notice just how significant he delivers? I'm literally going to pull that up when we're done.
No, I know the scene.
Because
I know,
it's
like, yeah.
how he says it. There's just
Yeah.
something about it.
Well, but I was just thinking, because I forget what happened with him, and I was just thinking that like he's just gonna retire or something.
Yeah,
But
go to bed.
Continue.
Go to bed. He talks with Faye. They're talking about old glory days.
Mhm.
Man, but it was beautiful. Man, but we did so much together.
It was magical back then.
It was magical back then, right? He says, I'm tired, Faye. And Faye's going to Europe because she doesn't have anything there holding her down.
Mhm.
Jack Conrad is with a woman who we don't know. He says, I'm going to go get the cigars.
Well, he says that she isn't gonna be like the rest of them, or like she is. I forget what he says, because like he keeps marrying and divorcing
Yeah.
girl after girl.
But she's actually calm. Like she's
Yeah.
she's just chilling, talking on.
Yeah.
She's one of the calm ones that he got, and so he walks up the stairs. He tips the busboy, the bellboy,
Mhm.
and then he shoots himself.
Mhm.
And
That scene, like how it's shot, how it's just it's just a sitting shot, and you just see him like walk. You see him walk in the other way, and then you see him walk into the bathroom. He's holding a gun, and then you hear the shot.
I actually learned that song on piano.
I bet
The Coastal Guard rhythm.
you're pretty
Jack's
good
party.
at piano.
I try. It's a good passion. Anyways, Jack Conrad shoots himself.
Mhm.
And yeah, like you said, how they filmed that, because he like closes the door, but he doesn't close the door. It like jars open slowly. That is a beautiful shot. But things are winding down. The finale of the film
Newspapers.
is Manny coming back, visiting everything that's all set up. Kinoscope, right? It's like the 40s or 50s by then.
40s. Yeah.
40s. He goes to watch a movie with his family. His family leaves. He's just reminiscing old times of working back then, right?
Maybe it was the 50s.
He goes to watch a movie.
I'm pretty sure it is Singin' in the Rain that he's watching,
Might be.
which
Well, they also have
Really
the
cool.
thing. Well, it's weird because they have that thing where Nellie Leroy is acting, and they reference it where she's saying Pierre, right? And then that's one of the films that he's watching at the end. But it's like this really nasally, high-pitched actress voice who's saying Pierre, right?
yeah, that's Singin' in the Rain.
Okay, well, it had something to do with Nellie Leroy's character because they reference that. But that's in. Okay, yeah. So he's probably watching Singing in the Rain. Doesn't matter. He falls asleep, which I don't know how you would fall asleep during that musical. And then we get this montage of colors, shapes, and Avatar.
How funny did you think that was though, with it showing the first Avatar when the second one
The
is the
second one
reason
just
that made
came
it
out.
bomb? Yeah.
That is pretty ironic.
Yeah.
But you see like a whole montage of just revolutionary films. I think it was cool. What is that cube thing they show? You remember that?
No.
There's like this weird, bizarre cube from a movie, and I'm like, I have no idea what that is. The ending, I'll just read what I wrote. The ending is an abstract thing, watery colors and clips from revolutionary films. I need to increase my vocabulary. In a sense, it is an homage to the most iconic ending of all time, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Yet with Damien Chazelle, it feels more personal. We watch Babylon, a love letter to old Hollywood, its scandalous history, the shoulders it is currently set on, the hardships and brutality it has faced, and we are moved. This was a world that Chazelle invites us into, yet no one can fully ever prepare themselves. We have been shown a time that no longer exists, yet haunts our history and catches our breath. The liveliness of this film will never be replicated, and I genuinely hope it gains the recognition it deserves one day. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything I missed? There's probably a lot
I
I
don't.
missed.
You missed Nellie. That the
Oh.
the newspaper says that she died, and they just found her somewhere. Yeah.
I thought she just disappeared.
No, it. It just flashes up for a second. I'm like, that's how you review it.
Well, she
Yeah.
just wanders into the darkness dancing,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like...
But like it shows a bunch of newspaper montages, and then one of them is saying that she died.
Yeah. It's, I kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah.
There's just so much to get from it. I think that any good movie is you go back and you can watch it and pick up on details, right? Just the nuances. But it really is just a compelling movie because of all the characters. And I think it's so wide that you can find a piece of yourself in every character, right? Just the emotions they go through. Even though I'm not a Hollywood actor, I have acted before, right? And so there's kind of like just a love of the art in a sense. And every character just absolutely kills their role.
Mm-hmm.
Even the side characters who only show up once or twice. But Babylon is a great movie, and I think I will be switching out Uncut Gems and put that on
Your top four?
my top 4.
Good, bro.
I
good.
keep changing it.
Yeah.
But
I honestly think mine has stayed the same for like 2 years.
that's
or
impressive
something.
because I keep changing it.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts? Any final things you would like to say?
I'm glad that we finally yapped about a singular movie for an hour straight and nothing else, basically. We had no section talking about what movies you watch because guess what? Babylon is what we watched. That's all that matters. Because Babylon, low key, is probably one of the best movies that I've ever seen. And like, I don't start with that. Like, it's that good. I don't really
It's-
care what people say. It's like, because I know some people don't like it, and I'm like, I don't know how.
I would have to look at reviews on
Like negative
Letterboxd
ones.
and see what
Yeah.
the actual rating is.
I don't think it's insanely high, but it isn't like a 2.6.
Is it 3.9?
Okay. I could be, maybe it just maybe it,
3.9. It can only get to 4.
maybe
right?
it just wasn't
can get to 4.
financially received, and that was it. But I thought there was a lot of hate with it still, but I guess not.
No. Wow. It's got a lot of people have reviewed it.
Yeah.
I actually do want to read. So George said Tobey Maguire will haunt me in my dreams for the foreseeable future. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Kit Laser. I'm going to read this word for word.
Oh no.
He gives it a 4.5 stars. Word for word, this is what he says. So he's probably doing like a text to speech. You know, my favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie. It feels like a real, like, go to the theater film movie. You kind of the reason why go to watch something on the big screen.
A lot of filler words, but gets the point across.
Katie Walsh says, is this a love letter to cinema or a suicide note?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty iconic.
Yep. That's
Yeah, Frames of Nick says, yeah, it's insane. All of it works, or some of it works, or none of it works. I don't really know, but I had fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm actually gonna. Somebody recommends a book, so I'm gonna look that up. Anyways, that's pretty much the end of this episode, I believe. Just a beautiful. Oh, I'm definitely gonna read this. Oscar Wars: A History of Hollywood in Gold, Sweat, and Tears.
Dude.
A book that chronicles the history of the Academy Awards through specific years. Yes, I think I will put this on my listening list. Thank you all for sticking around if you have stuck around. I think this truly is what the podcast should be, us
Mhm.
talking about movies that we
Mhm.
love,
Yeah.
which is going to be hard to top because Babylon is 3 hours and you can just yap about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's. I know what we're gonna do for 1 year anniversary, and that would be
Magnolia.
Magnolia would be its own episode. But until then, I don't really know what other movies are that we're both, unless we watch
Passionate about.
each other's top 4 and talk about them, because that would be fun. Because
Well, Babylon is in my top 4 now.
then I'll rewatch it. I don't care now.
Yeah. This has been a lot of fun, but I think
Yeah. You did it last. I mean, I did it last time.
you did it. I did it last time.
Chat.
I'm
Replay
gonna
it.
do something different. I'm gonna say, okay, you can clip this if you want. It's gonna be pretty big. Ladies and gentlemen, Babylon is absolute cinema.